My name is Troy Church. I'm one of the full-time instructors here at Plymouth Sky Sports, and I'm also the general manager of the business. Plymouth Sky Sports started in 2010 from a group of us that actually had worked in skydiving for over 10 years together. And so we've been running since a full season started in 2011, so we're in our second full year of operation. But most of us have been skydiving for much longer. In my case, I've skydived for over 14 years, more than 10 of that professionally as my living. We have 4 full-time instructors. We share over 40,000 skydives of experience and over 60 years in the sport.
My name is Anthony Haberman, and I just kind of help clean up and help out with tandems and pick people up. And this is where I learned to skydive and learned how to jump, and I like it so much, I figured might as well get a job doing it on the weekends.
Jenny Werner, and I work here at Plymouth Sky Sports as a skydiver. I film first-time jumpers, and I'm also an accelerated freefall instructor, so I teach solo students how to skydive. And then I also pack parachutes and pack reserve parachutes and repair and sew parachutes. I basically got into video with skydiving because I loved skydiving, and I was hooked on it, and I was spending all my money on it, and I was a broke college student. And I just needed to find a way to do it all the time, and I saw other people making a living doing it, and I just knew that's what I wanted to do. And it's awesome. There's no better job I can think of out there. I mean, I've looked, and there's just nothing. I have the best job in the world.
Well, the process really starts with the reservation system. So because it's a time-consuming process of doing skydiving, we like it when people make reservations. And then when they arrive, then we're going to put them through a class. Now the class is only about 25 minutes long. They don't need to know a lot of stuff, but we do want to teach them how to deploy the parachute and how to help fly it and land it with us. And then they'll go on their jump. In a tandem jump, it's what we feel is the best way to get introduced to skydiving, because you have the least responsibility. You're going to go through a short class to learn what you need to do, and then we gear you up and we take you. You're going to be paired with an experienced skydiving instructor, a professional instructor, take care of all the responsibility of the skydive, so you have an opportunity to participate in the skydive, like deploying the parachute yourself, helping fly and land it, or you can do nothing at all. It's a very overwhelming experience the first time, so it's really great to have someone there, and you're actually attached to the parachute system that the instructor's wearing, and that's built for 2 people. So it's a big parachute that can land 2 people softly. We'll gear them up, we'll do a couple reviews on the way to altitude, and then when we get to our jump altitude, we'll be right over top of the airport. We'll open the door and we'll make our way to the door as a team, because we're all hooked up. Once we exit the aircraft, then we start our skydiving. We normally have a dive flow that we go through people, and that's just a fancy term for the plan of the skydive. And that involves them doing a couple of circle of awareness type things just to be aware of what's going on, and then a couple practice touches of the handle they're going to pull to deploy the parachute, so that they're building a little muscle memory and they kind of know where it is when they really need it. Once the parachute is open, then we test the parachute with the student as a team. So we're going to have them look at the parachute so they get an opportunity from the first-person view to see what a good parachute looks like. Then we'll have some fun under the parachute. So just like the free fall, it's a huge rush, and under the parachute, we can do some pretty crazy turns and have an awful lot of fun. So most people enjoy that, and then there are others that don't really want to do the circle spinning type of stuff, and that's totally okay too. Now, when it's time for landing, the student and the instructor will fly it as a team, and we'll land right on target, right in front of our videographer. So the landings are nice and soft. It's not like what you see in the movies, the old Army movies. In fact, the biggest thing that people say when they come out and watch is they're so surprised at how softly we land, and the students as well are quite happy with that. If they have video, which is always encouraged, the videographer will actually be outside first and be hanging off underneath the wing waiting for us to go, and they'll drop at the same exact time as us. If the videographer is there, then what happens is they're pretty interactive with us too. So the student that we skydive with actually gets to like make poses like muscles or pray for the parachute or something like that for their video. And we also do formation skydiving on the first load, so oftentimes the videographer will put out their hand, student grabs the hand, and they'll take us for a little turn. And it's not just a video of the free fall, it's a video of the entire experience from gear up all the way to landing. So it's a real keepsake. In fact, I have my first video from my skydive, and I still, if I pull it out of the box, I don't put it back. I go put it in the player and I watch it, and I still get goosebumps because it's so exciting. Most everybody is pretty calm in the plane about until the time we open the door. So that's a new experience for people. Most people have been in the airplane or in an airplane before, but flying with the door open is not something most people have done. Once we left the airplane, the fear was gone. It felt very surreal. There's no sense of urgency or feeling of falling because we're actually riding on the wind. One of the most fun things about the job of being a skydiving instructor is that you get to share such an incredible experience with everybody, and at the same time we're dispelling the myths that skydiving is very dangerous. Doing a tandem with somebody that's never jumped out of an airplane really stays with you. I mean, we really establish a bond with our students on every jump. At Plymouth Sky Sports, you know, this is not the only place where skydiving can happen for anybody. So if we're not local to somebody, there's a lot of places you can go. And you want to go to a USPA or a group member drop zone, because that's the governing body. But they're going to follow the same safety procedures that we do, and that's what makes the sport so safe. We take people, in general, you have to, in the United States, you have to be over 18 to skydive. There's no vertical age limit. In fact, I've taken people as old as 93 years old, and I took a woman that was 90 yesterday for her birthday. So if you're, you know, a senior citizen, that doesn't mean you're out. If you got the gumption and they have the most fun, and they all land and they say, that's the most fun thing I've ever done, and that's coming from an 80 or a 90-year-old.
Whoa! Congratulations! You just jumped out of a perfectly good airplane. First time in an airplane. What do you think? Did you like it? I have no words. Oh my gosh. Would you ever do it again? Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.